Hey, what's going on, everybody? Another quick update. This one's going to be super short. I'll probably link it or connect it with another video. Got the heater going, so it's a little loud. Wanted to box in the frame. So let me turn around here. We got this side boxed in. I left it open under here. Still might cut a hole or an oval or something up here to feed stuff through. This side just got everything fitted, and I just wanted to show everyone what my fit up looked like. This frame is, pretty inconsistent as far as the diameter. It has ripples in it. I used the same template that I made from the right side for the left, and it was close, but as you can see, there's some bigger gaps here. This is probably 3/16, which will not be a problem to fill, and I will get plenty of penetration in there to weld it. But made a cardboard template. The edges I beveled. It's hard to see, but these edges are beveled back like a knife edge. And then the inside here, obviously all this is all new material, but all of this, I cleaned up the edge. Okay? So I'm not going to get any porosity because I'm burning through paint or anything like that. And the same thing with the top. Everything's cleaned up. So we're going to get this one tacked in, get everything fitted. Wanted to have a nice consistent fit the whole way down through. That way when I do grind it, I can put a nice, here it's a little bit out of, well, that's a shadow. But here, you can see it's a nice consistent edge the whole way up through. There, that needs to get ground out. That needs to get ground out. And there's a couple little spots up here that need to get ground out. And the reason being for that is I have a 10-year-old son that he's the one that actually welded in this. And it wasn't because it wasn't clean, it was because his MIG nozzle, I believe, was too far away. He kept saying he was close enough, but he's 10. He did a great job. I'm proud of him. The bottom got better. Didn't have any porosity on the bottom. That's just the toe of the weld you see there, but it turned out pretty slick. So we're gonna get this side done and get rocking and rolling here. Shouldn't take too long, 15-20 minutes to weld it in, so we'll cut to that. Hey, what's up? Here's another update. It's 6 o'clock on Monday evening. Had, a couple hours out here now. Just trying to document how much time I have. And I know I keep talking about, hey, it's this time, it's that time. But tonight, I got the one side was already done. I had to do some fine tuning. The other side, I just did. It took about an hour and a half. But I boxed both sides of the frame. We'll turn the camera around and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So it's turning out freaking sweet. I'm so excited to get this truck on the ground, in the rear, and everything buttoned up. It's low. I'm waiting on some parts yet, but that's the name of the game. I'm trying to stay ahead of it and order parts. Right now, this, I don't know, just manufacturing and everything's delayed ever since all this COVID bull crap. But nonetheless, let me turn around the camera. All right, so let me zoom out. There we go. It's a little bit better of a shot. But here is what we got thus far. Just to reiterate, and I don't want to sound redundant, but some guys have not seen it, obviously. Once again, I'm not really doing this for YouTube. I'm doing it for myself just to document it. I have a 10-year-old son and I got 2 8-year-old twin boys that, for the most part, like this stuff. Blake is my oldest. He is really into it. Luke and Wyatt do enjoy helping out. They're awesome boys, but nonetheless, I'm documenting this kind of for myself. But both sides, left and right, are now fully boxed in. This whole section is factory frame. It's boxed and it completely stubs into here. This last plate I put on only goes to about here, but I got a weld on it. This looks like it's only welded around the perimeter, but this is obviously, your frame's a piece of C-channel and it slips in, right? And it butts in somewhere back into here. But with this side open, before you do all that, yes, you weld the outside, but you can get in there with a MIG gun. And I have a bunch of MIG guns, but the one I used is a flex head, little, probably a 200 amp MIG gun. And I used a light and I laid here on my back and was able to lay on my back, get in here and get everything welded, you know, the inside here, the inside across here, the inside, or the outside, I'm sorry, the inside, but on the outside of the frame rail up this way. I got the inside up this way where it stubs in. The only spot I couldn't get an angle on, and it wasn't because I couldn't get the gun in there, I literally couldn't see, was this little section here. I was able to point the gun down because I had a line of sight down and get this one. You can see the heat marks. So, completely boxed in, both sides. I was able to, the Tinwork trailing arms that I purchased, I did not need the bag mount, which is typically right there, typically down here. I cut that off, cleaned it up. I also cut off, while we're talking about what I cut off, I had the panhard bar mount there. That's spaced out like that yet because it's not completely seated, which if I roll, oh no. Talking about the blocks, the Tinworks trailing arms come with, 1-inch lowering blocks built in. I have 1.5, those black blocks are 1.5 inches. So I'm sitting at, I might be lying to you. No, Tinworks comes with 1 inch. That's 1.5, so we're at 2.5. You can go a total of 4 inches with 22-inch tires. I plan on running the transports. And right now I'm about, this is about a little over 2 inches off the ground. So the transport tires, or the transport wheels, I'm sorry, I can't talk tonight. The transport wheels with the tires that I'm gonna get are a 1/2 inch lower than these 235 75/15s that I have on there now. Plus I'm gonna go another inch on the block, and that should take me all but on the ground. So pretty stoked about that. Back this out again, but everything's coming together. I guess the next step is probably to pull out the rear end again. Once the rear end's out, I need to clean everything up. Clean everything up on the rear end and remove that mount for the brake hose, which you can see that little square back there. And once that's off, I can locate my bag mounts and get them mounted, which means I'll have to pull the axle out, which is no big deal, lift the frame up, slide it out, and once that is out, then I can grind, clean everything up. Probably have to put it back under again, mark it where it needs to be, or at least tack it, roll it back out, weld it, and then we're good there. So to do that, you want to make sure your axle obviously is centered. So I've been measuring from this rotor straight over to the frame, and it's right around 9.5 on both sides. So that's where we're at, guys. There's the boxed in frame rail on that side. If anyone has any ideas on how to cleanly run the airline from the back to the front up there, the electrical is gonna have to come up this frame rail. I just want it to look clean. I know no one's really gonna see it. And does it really matter? Maybe, maybe not. But she is low. And in the rear, she is low. We're gonna have to figure some stuff out. With the Boyd tank, hopefully it doesn't sit too much lower than that frame rail. If anything, I can take some spacers and space it up an inch or two. But the front's aired out, and it needs to come down. So the plans for that, in case you haven't heard, I'd really like to pull the trigger on a front drop cross member from Chop and Block, or I'm really impressed with the Rideman Ranch stuff. But I do have a factory cross member that I plan on sectioning or pancaking, and I also have drop pockets. So drop pockets I want to put in the lower. So between those two things, I should be all right. While I'm doing that, I'll probably scoot the cross member up 1 inch. Hopefully that doesn't screw up too much of my geometry, but there she is so far. I'm freaking pumped, man. I'm so excited. Anyway, thanks for checking it out, and stay tuned. Bye.